And so it's been great. So we live across the street from each other, and I got a phone call from her, and she says, okay, I found what we're doing. It wasn't, hey, you should do this. It was like, hey, I found what we're doing. We're going to start this. And so it's been great. So we look out for each other. So I appreciate her looking out for me. And so it's been awesome because we've been able to go through this whole experience together.
Well, and starting the process, it was a little intimidating with knowing how to do the injections. And so when Annie came over to teach us, she actually came over to my house and she taught both of us how to do it. And it was just nice knowing that if we actually, for probably the first month, we did the shots together. Like we'd get our little pack and we'd go over and we're like, okay, are you ready? And, and I actually did her shots like the first couple weeks. But I mean, the shots are not even a big deal at all. It's just in your stomach and it's the tiniest little needle. It's a small amount. And so it was just nice to talk. Like we were nervous about it. And so we could be real with each other about what we were worrying about or, concerned about. But it really wasn't a hard thing getting started. Yeah. It just was so easy.
Yeah. Once we got over that initial that first time, really, just to kind of understand what the whole process was and how there was no pain involved. It was great. We do eat quite a bit together, meals together, but when we go out, we just share a meal now because just with our appetite control, we're just, it's a lot less. And so we do a lot of meals together. But one thing too, I think we've actually made better choices together when we go out. It's just, motivating when you start to lose all that weight. It just, naturally makes you want to make better choices. So
one thing that I was really aware of starting semaglutide was I had heard of some people that were having some hair loss. And so I just made sure, and I made sure that Jen did this as well, that we just kept our protein intake, pretty high. Every day we made sure to get our protein. I made sure to get my iron and to take fiber because I know that there were, a lot of people that I had heard of that had some issues with not getting enough fiber. So I feel like between those three things, it really helped us. Like I haven't had any hair loss. Have you had any hair loss? Not that I haven't noticed that your hair is getting thinner. So I think it's important, that even if you're doing the semaglutide or, tirzepatide, that you're still taking your multivitamins and doing all those extra things that you would be doing anyways. You need to make sure you're getting enough calories because the first thing that your body's going to take from are your hair and nails. And so I think making sure you get enough protein is a huge, huge thing.
That's one thing that I struggled with at first. Is just because my cravings stopped. I didn't want those sweets. I didn't want that chocolate every night before I went to bed. I wasn't hungry, but I had to make a conscious effort to make sure that I was eating on a regular basis and getting, my protein. And so that was important to make sure that I was consciously making those choices to get that protein. I've always tended to have a little higher blood pressure throughout my life. Nothing where it was elevated. I had to be on medication, but it was, when I get it taken, to be like, it's a little high, and I'm like, I know, I'm watching it. But what I found throughout this past year, that I'm actually now just slightly under where's the normal range. So my blood pressure has gone down, which I'm thrilled about. It's never been this normal my whole life. So it's been great.